Hey guys, this is Michael Negron and this is Man Media TV. Behind me, a completely redesigned 2019 Camaro. This one in particular is a 2SS model, and I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about it. Let's start things off by saying this vehicle was provided to My Media by the good people at Ancira, Winton, Chevrolet. They're located in 6111 Bandera Road, San Antonio, Texas. So let's take a look at this vehicle. Just to give you a little information, the 2019 Chevy Camaro 2SS is a mid-cycle redesign by Chevy. Gets a brand new front fascia, as you might see here. Basically what we're looking at, it's a little more airflow, a little more aggressive, front bumper. Okay, so moving past the flow tie and the front fascia design, the 2019 Camaro does get some other features on the backside of the vehicle. If you are in a LT or an LS or an LT level, you are gonna get red taillights. These here are smoked, which is an option for it's a feature for the 1SS and the 2SS. Smoked taillights with LED lights. Now, spoiler models, they do get a neat new feature, which is going to be the backup camera location. Back in 2018, the backup camera was in the trunk. Now it's going to be on that spoiler. Everything else here remains just about the same. I do notice that the exhaust tone on the 2019 is a little bit more aggressive than the ones in the 2018s. I've looked into it. I haven't found a reason being, but you'll be the judge of the sound. And this is a cold startup using the remote. Now, after listening to that exhaust, let's keep walking the vehicle around. I know I had mentioned this before, but the 20-inch wheels, these are an updated feature on the 2019 Camaro. Basically, kind of a twisty, a little more aggressive profile tire, a little bit more aggressive wheel actually, not tire. Brakes remain the same. No major changes on the brake system for the 2019. If you look at the vehicle, I said, I would say Chevy did it right with the Camaro, so a big time upgrade to it wouldn't do it any justice. A lot of the people that I've spoken to about this vehicle, they really don't like the front fascia. I personally like it. I feel like on the SS model at least, it gives it a real neat, real aggressive, real luxury car. If you look at it, it seems like Chevy copied a little bit, the Lexus IS on its own way. But once again, we gotta take a look at this flow tie. It's just amazing. Now, mind you, this is only available on the SS because technically the SS is the only one that needed that additional airflow. LS, LT models are gonna stay with the badge on the same location. Now let's go talk a little bit about the interior of the vehicle, the changes in there. Now going into the interior of the vehicle, we do see this is a 2SS, so it's gonna have the added Kalahari interior. Door jambs stay the same. You have your memory seats, Bose system, power windows, power locks, trunk release, etc. Going in the vehicle, this one, 2SS, equipped with a heads-up display. Controller remains the same, no major change there. Cockpit itself, you don't get any other major changes. Okay, so let's go into the vehicle. Now looking at the steering wheel remains the same. Instrument cluster, no major updates there. Everything, is still the same navigational features. Once you go to the LSLT, you are gonna get analog gauges, but this one is gonna give you the same thing: your transmission fluid, tire temperature. You're gonna get your oil temperature, oil pressure, so on and so forth. Nothing to, no major change. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get it, but let's see. Look at the way the heads-up display in this vehicle actually works. You could change the information you see there. You could, of course, depending on your seat positioning and all that, you could bring it front and back, and you could adjust the level, the intensity of the lighting there. Now, guys, having said that, one of the nicest things that they did update for the 2019 Chevy Camaro was the new generation MyLink System. As you can see it here, better graphics, faster browsing. Not even that, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto is no longer a projection button. Something that a lot of the Chevy owners were complaining about was that projection feature. It took a long time for it to read and recognize what cell phone were you using, if you were using an Android or if you were using a an Apple product. Something new is going to be the ability to download any apps that you want in the vehicle, meaning back in 16, 17 they took out like the Pandora feature and all that. Those could be downloaded now. Neat thing is, whenever you connect your phone, if you have your Pandora feature there, if you have your Pandora downloaded from your Play Store or your Apple device, it's going to ask you if you want the vehicle to actually download it for you, which is very neat, very user friendly. Another thing is going to be the user profiles. Basically, you could set up, you could customize it for every driver this vehicle is going to have. Meaning, it's going to remember your presets on your radio stations. It's going to remember your preferences. Nowadays, everybody wants to drive your Camaro. Everybody wants to drive your car. If somebody else in your household is going to do it, you don't want them to mess with your setups. You just create a profile for you and sign it in every single time you're going to be in the vehicle. Something very neat. Now, something we did lose, and I feel like honestly Chevy shouldn't done it, because it's one of those things that you don't miss till you actually don't have it. Is going to be your universal garage door opener, your remote link. Chevy did actually completely got it out of any Chevy Camaro. There's no trim level that you could get it. So that's a bummer, but hey, you gotta take the good with the bad. Now, guys, let's talk a little bit about the feel and the drive of this Camaro. Chevy did a good job. Once you're in here, it's a very, very comfortable vehicle. Of course, like every typical sports car, the back seat is there just to call it a 4-people car, if you wanna call it that way. My son is 4 years old, and I wouldn't put him back there. Mind you, he's a bigger kid than usual, but no adult is gonna go drive back there comfortable. Now, you're driving a 2SS Camaro, technically, you're in it for the power. As far as power, I've driven this vehicle for a while. It's it's a powerful vehicle. Still, the aerodynamics help it a lot. I feel like it performs. It's a little bit faster than your 2018s, especially with the that 10-speed gearbox. It makes it super fast. Remember, this thing will do 0 to 60 just at 4 seconds, and I've actually had many people confirm this. Many people that taking theirs to the drag strip, taking theirs to now. Something I do not like of what they did in 2019, they deleted 4 colors. Okay, so they deleted the Nightfall Gray, the Bright Yellow, the Arctic Blue, which I really didn't care for those 3 colors. Now they do deleted the Hyper Blue Metallic. I do think that's you know, it was a big mistake. It was a big seller. It was you know, me personally, my favorite color. Now they did replace those colors with the Satin Gray Metallic, the Shadow Gray Metallic, and the Riverside Blue. I've personally seen the Riverside Blue. It's how do I want to say this? It's a very interesting color. Hopefully I'll find one and I'll put a video up for it. But overall, you know, vehicle is quiet. It seems it's luxurious. You know, of course I'm sitting in a 2SS, but sat in a 1LT, sat in a 1SS, and still road noise on it, it's next to none. You know, handling is next to none. You know, let me rev it up for you guys so you can see the, you know, noise levels on it. It's good enough noise that you feel like you're driving a performance car. Not enough that's not overpowering. Let me do this again with the windows down so you could let me roll them down so you could hear actually, you know, what's happening. You know, you can still cruise down the street with your windows down, be able to listen to your radio system, be able to do, you know, what you need to do, and the vehicle, you know, it outperforms a lot of the vehicle for the at the price point. Now, talking about price point, Chevy did introduce the LS. The LS is going to be able to compete with that Camaro, you know, that $25,000 Camaro. You know, after I've seen them advertise, you know, in the low 20s. With the Chevy had that issue, they didn't have nothing to compete with that. Now with the introduction of that 4-cylinder LS, it's you know, it's gonna be a game changer for Chevy dealerships. As far as this one, this is just as high as you could get. I don't see many features in this vehicle that are missing from the build your own. I have the sticker here, you know, and just to give you an overall, you know, price point of where this is at, you're looking at $42,000 is the standard vehicle price on it. It has a 10-speed automatic. That's a $1,600 option, $1,595. You do have a power exhaust, power sunroof. That's $1,000 option, $995. You do have the performance dual exhaust, which basically, you know, you've seen that's been a carryover for 17 and 18. You'll be able to do your regular touring, sport, track, and you know, a weather scenery, you know, weather setting. In the sport, what it's gonna do is, of course, people whenever people see it, what they think is, you know, I actually adjust the note on my exhaust. Basically, yes, that's what it is, but it also, you know, it adjusts. It will create a more aggressive driving style for the vehicle. So also, 2 things I need to mention about, you know, the 2019 Camaro is they did part ways with the Hot Wheels edition. They did part ways with the Redline edition, which, you know, if you want to see it, Hot Wheels edition, it was basically an accessory package. It wasn't a VIN related package. There was no way of telling you that was a Hot Wheels edition throughout, you know, when you were gonna when you plug in the VIN into the DMV. Now they did add it 2.0 turbo 1LE package. What are my opinions on it? On paper, honestly, I still haven't driven one. I still haven't done much with one. I've seen a build sheet, seen it advertised here and there. I've seen a couple of videos on it and all that. Hey, to each his own. 2.0 turbo with a 1LE package is gonna make a very exciting track car. It's not going to behave like your typical V8 1LE package, or even the V6 1LE package. So it's one of those things. It's gonna be very interesting to see what's out there with it. See how the tuners are gonna accept the vehicle. That's one of the things. It's one of the things that we need to see. How is it gonna be accepted? As far as buying one, selling one, whatsoever, I feel like it's gonna be a good seller. There's some, there's a particular market for a V8 Camaro. There's a particular market for a V6 Camaro. I feel like there is a particular market for a 1LE 2.0. So Chevy, good job doing that. So having said that, I will personally drive a Camaro any day. So Chevy did very well on the redesign of the 2019 Camaro. Ever since they decided to bring back the Camaro, it's been an amazing car. Like I said, I'll personally drive it. In fact, I might, at some point I might consider one. Now, once again, let me remind you, this vehicle was brought to us by the people at Ancira, Winton, Chevrolet. They're located in San Antonio, Texas, 6111 Bandera Road. They've been very grateful with me, been very good with me, and let me use a couple of their vehicles for my videos. If you like what you see, subscribe. Man Media TV.